A woman linked to your ex just made a shocking confession behind your back. She is terrified. Archangel Michael says this message arrives like a locked door that finally clicks open. You did not ask for it, yet it finds you with the weight of truth. The night carries it to you like a sealed envelope warmed by trembling hands. She is closer than you imagined, and she has watched the story from a dangerous angle. Her breath has fogged the glass of many windows you never knew were there. Fear made her small for a long time, but fear cannot hold the mouth of truth forever. Tonight her voice is quivering, and yet it is steady enough to reach you. She speaks in private because the room of your life deserves calm when storms are near. The echo of her words will not be loud, but it will be lasting. Her confession is not a dagger thrown at you. It is a bandage ripped off a wound that kept growing under silence. You will feel pain, and then you will feel air. There was a plan made without your eyes in the room. It began as a whisper shaped like a favor and ended as a plot shaped like a trap. Your ex could not carry his own shadow, so he asked others to hold it. The woman who speaks now once agreed to hold a corner of that shadow. She tells you she was pulled by guilt and pushed by pressure. She carried pieces of a narrative you were never allowed to read. There were messages rewritten to make you doubt your own memory. There were late-night stories told about you that turned kindness into motive and patience into weakness. Small lies were braided together like rope, and then the rope was thrown around your name. She admits she was there when boundaries were bent. She sat in cars with windows rolled halfway, listening to plans that smelled like smoke. She nodded at scenes rehearsed to make you look unstable while the real instability hid behind smiling teeth. She is terrified because the plot grew teeth. It learned to hunt in daylight, and it turned on those who fed it. Fear is now the price she pays for every silence she kept. She confesses that your ex promised relief if she helped apply pressure. Relief never came, only more demands. She brings you this truth because she has reached the choke point of her conscience. There is a folder of conversations saved on a device that never lived in your house. It contains jokes made at your expense and instructions to push you toward a bad choice. None of it proves your fault, all of it reveals their intent. She describes rooms where your absence was the agenda. People sat close together so their whispers could not escape. They did not see that guilt has a way of printing fingerprints on everything it touches. Your ex wanted an ending that looked like it belonged to you. He wanted your calm to look like coldness and your refusal to look like betrayal. He needed a story that made him the one who tried while you became the one who failed. The woman admits she helped create moments designed to test you. An invitation was sent late and then held as proof of your distance. A rumor was launched with a smile and then framed as a concern for your well-being. She tells you how the plan moved through people like electricity. Some felt the shock and let go, others gripped tighter and forgot their own names. The current made everyone a little less human. She feared that truth would cost her place in that circle. She feared losing favor, losing access, losing the version of herself wrapped in their approval. Fear held her tongue until fear of becoming someone she could not forgive grew stronger. Her confession is not a gift wrapped in excuses. It is a ledger with ink that will not wash out. She lays it at your feet because carrying it any farther will break her. You are not asked to rage, you are asked to see. You are not asked to argue, you are asked to know. Knowing is a door, not a weapon. Archangel Michael says you deserve light that does not stutter. You deserve rooms where your name is not a project. You deserve hours that are not tilted by someone else's need to be innocent at your expense. What was said about you did not come from the truth of your actions. It came from their need to protect what they did not want to face. It came from insecurity dressed in elegant language. She explains the moment everything turned for her. She looked at a message and saw her reflection in the glass of the screen. She saw a person who had learned to speak in borrowed lies, and the sight shook her. She tells you about the night she could not sleep. The walls felt narrow, and silence crawled like ivy. In the dark, the truth began to glow, and it would not dim. You have been stronger than you realized. You have walked through weeks engineered to make you stumble, and you kept walking. You held your breath during arguments built from paid rehearsals, and still you did not drown. There is an apology in her voice that will not fix the past. It is not designed to erase the harm or to demand immediate forgiveness. It is here so the future can be built on ground that will not collapse again. She explains that a photograph was taken without your consent. It was used as proof of things you never did and feelings you never held. It was hurt shaped like evidence. She admits a false timeline was arranged to make your laughter look suspicious. Your joy was turned into a weapon against you. The hours on the clock were cut and re-stitched to tell a story that never happened. You were never the chaos. You were a mirror that showed chaos its own face. They broke the mirror and blamed the glass for being sharp. Archangel Michael says breathe and count your pulse. Let your heartbeat tell you that you are still here and still whole. Let your body learn that the room is safe again. You will not be asked to put your hand back into the fire. You are not obligated to return to rooms that tried to reshape your name. You may choose distance that looks like peace instead of distance that looks like punishment. She also reveals a tender detail that will surprise you. Someone in that circle defended you when it was not convenient. Their voice was small but steady, and it kept a piece of your reputation from being burned. In the confession there is a map of how things traveled. Messages went from phone to ear to pillow to breakfast table. Gossip wore the cologne of concern and sat close to kindness so it would not be recognized. You will feel shock moving through you like cold water. You will feel anger rising, then receding like a tide. After that comes clarity, and clarity is quiet. Clarity will show you which memories wore costumes. It will show you which doors were painted to look open while their locks were sealed. It will show you the difference between a heart that was confused and a heart that was cruel. There is no need to rewrite the past in blood. There is strength in the steady ink of new boundaries. There is wisdom in choosing silence that heals instead of silence that hides. The woman is terrified because truth is a departure. Truth means she cannot go back to the chairs where she once sat. Truth means she must live with her face uncovered. Her fear will not be your burden. You can listen without carrying her storm inside your chest. You can accept the facts without accepting the weight of her choices. Archangel Michael says your dignity does not depend on their admissions. Your dignity was never lost in rooms you did not enter. It lived with you in every quiet choice you made while others rehearsed chaos. You will not chase explanations down hallways that end in mirrors. You will not bargain with people who present half-truths as olive branches. You will not drink apologies that taste like the old poison. Your future does not need their stage. You have your own floorboards and your own spotlight. You will speak in your voice, and your voice will carry. Let this confession be the last page of that chapter. Close it without slamming it. Hold the book, then put it back on the shelf where the lessons live and the poison cannot spill. Now turn toward the work of your own life. Turn toward the projects that waited patiently. Turn toward the friendships that never asked you to fracture to fit. You do not need revenge to feel whole. You do not need a crowd to prove that you were right. You need your breath, your focus, and your honest steps. If the law must be informed, you will do so calmly. If devices must be secured, you will do so with clarity. If distance must be kept, you will do so without ceremony. Your nervous system deserves gentleness. Drink water and let the body understand that this moment is not another trap. Place your palm on your chest and promise yourself steady air. Choose what you keep from this moment. Keep the information and the lesson. Leave the noise and the shame. There may be attempts to rewrite even the confession. There may be sudden kindness that feels like a net. Do not step into any web that calls itself safety while it tightens around you. Your boundaries are not a punishment. They are a doorway built to the proportions of your peace. Anyone who cannot pass through with honesty will remain outside. The woman who confessed will feel the wind of her choices. She may seek shelter under your forgiveness before she has paid her own weather. You may offer compassion without offering cover. Compassion is not the same as access. Empathy is not the same as permission. Understanding is not the same as returning. Archangel Michael says stand by the window of your life and watch a new morning form. The sky is not asking for performance, only presence. Your presence is enough. You will notice small freedoms returning. Laughter will lose the echo of being watched. Silence will stop sounding like judgment and start sounding like rest. You will remember how to speak without defending every syllable. You will remember how to plan without fearing subplots. You will remember how to love without measuring the room for exits. There are people who will be glad you stayed true. There are voices that will feel like warm lamps as evening comes. There are hands that will clap softly when you close doors that do not deserve you. The truth she brought is a key, not a chain. Use it to open clarity, not to lock yourself into bitterness. Let it mean entry to a future, not indenture to a past. In your quiet hours, let the facts become shapes that make sense. Let the story arrange itself without your hands. Let peace do its unseen work like roots in dark soil. A new reputation is not needed, because your true one never left you. It only needed the dust to settle. It only needed the room to stop spinning. Your ex will learn that smoke cannot hold shape forever. Lies stretch, but they tear at the seams. A story stitched from fear eventually wears out. You will not explain yourself to those who have already chosen their version. You will keep your voice for those who deserve it. You will keep your time for what returns it. Health will return to your days in ordinary ways. A clear head in the morning will feel like a miracle. A calm night will feel like wisdom. Archangel Michael says this is the hour to choose a higher ground. Do not lower yourself to pick up stones thrown at you. Watch them roll past and keep moving. The woman's terror is a teacher, but not your teacher to carry. She will read the lesson every day until it writes a new character into her heart. You will not be her eraser, and you will not be her excuse. You are not a harbor for ships that refuse to learn the wind. You are a coastline that has survived storms and still keeps its shape. You are a map that remains accurate after the fog lifts. Let your kindness be deliberate and your distance be clear. Let your words stay measured, and let your actions stay firm. Let your attention return to what grows you. In the days ahead, there may be apologies shaped like negotiations. There may be gifts that want to rent space in your memory. Receive only what aligns with your dignity. You will feel the difference between healing and hovering. Healing moves forward even when it pauses. Hovering circles the same wound and calls it care. Choose the soft chair, the open window, the quiet hour. Choose the walk that steadies you and the meal that reminds you to live. Choose friends who do not need your injury to feel close to you. A calm future sits beyond the edge of this moment. It is not dramatic, and it does not require an audience. It asks only for your consistent steps. Every step taken in peace will erase 10 steps taken in panic. Every boundary honored will return a year that gossip tried to steal. Every honest choice will rebuild the muscle of trust in yourself. Archangel Michael says rise without spectacle. Gather your tools and your tenderness. Begin the day that belongs to you. Let today be the end of rehearsals that were never yours. Let today be the end of sleep lost to rooms you did not choose. Let today be the end of defending the truth against performances. From here your life will be built with straight lines and clean corners. Your calendar will sit truthfully on its weeks. Your reflection will meet you without flinching. The past will not vanish, but it will grow quiet. It will become a shelf of lessons you visit with respect. You will leave with your arms empty and your heart light. You are not defined by the confession, but you are clarified by it. You are not charged by the story, but you are freed by the facts. You are not diminished by their fear, but you are strengthened by your seeing. Stand at the door of this chapter and close it with gentle hands. Turn the latch and turn your face to the light. Walk forward with your name held steady between your teeth and your breath. When you speak next, your voice will sound like a key in the right lock. When you rest next, your body will believe you. When you love next, it will be from a place that does not need rescue. Archangel Michael says the storm has said enough. The sky will now say the rest. Go where the clear weather is waiting. The confession does not make you small. It reveals how large your patience has been. It reveals how wide your mercy still can be without becoming foolish. You may release what was never yours to hold. You may keep what is yours without apology. You may move as if the floor knows your name. In the stillness after the truth, you will hear new invitations. They will not be loud, but they will be honest. Walk toward the ones that feel like a room you can breathe in. Let the woman face her weathers. Let your ex meet his mirrors. Let your spirit choose sunlight without asking permission from clouds. This is not a lesson in revenge. This is a lesson in recognition. Recognize yourself and move in that direction. Everything you needed to know arrived. Everything you did not need can leave. Everything that remains will be enough. Archangel Michael says your life will no longer be written by people who do not live it. Your steps will no longer be counted by people who cannot walk them. Your heart will no longer be measured by people who fear its quiet strength. This is the day you name your peace and keep it. This is the night you let your mind unclench. This is the hour when your future opens its window. Now rise and enter it. Go with the certainty that clarity is the kind of wealth that cannot be stolen. Go with the soft power of someone who remembers their own light. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says the truth keeps unfolding like a map with new streets appearing as you walk. The first confession opened a gate. This next part lights the path beyond it. Your steps are steady, and the air is clear. She returns to details she could not face before. She remembers the night your phone went missing for an hour during a small gathering. She admits it was borrowed under the pretense of a harmless photo and searched for fragments that could be twisted. She describes a group chat built for a purpose that never wore its true name. It began as mutual support and turned into mutual sabotage. Jokes became plans, and plans became pressure. There was a calendar of moments created to make you doubt yourself. Invitations issued late, calls placed just after you put your device down, carefully timed silences meant to tilt your mood. The goal was erosion, not demolition, because erosion looks like your fault. She tells you how your ex rehearsed lines in a car seat, practicing indignation and wounding charm. The performance was designed to look spontaneous. It was meant to keep you off balance while he stood at the center with a halo made of stories. Your kindness was studied and used as leverage. Your pauses were painted as indifference, your boundaries were labeled control. The labels stuck for a while because they were repeated in the right rooms. A digital folder holds captured screens cropped without context. A message of care looks like manipulation when you remove the sentences before it. A simple delay looks like spite when you erase the explanation sent in the morning. She admits that funding for a small trip came from a source you never knew. It was presented as generosity and recorded as proof of entitlement. The ledger was written upside down so virtue read like vice. Archangel Michael says breathe as each piece lands. You do not need to clutch every detail to understand the pattern. The pattern itself is the lesson. She speaks about the day she saw doubt flicker in your eyes and felt her own stomach drop. Compassion reached her through the very person she tried to harm. That moment became an anchor for her conscience. The circle fed on urgency and secrecy. Every new claim needed immediate belief, and every doubt was called disloyal. Speed replaced thought, and the fastest voice became the leader. Your ex relied on sympathy built from old wounds he never tended. He invited caregivers and collected them like tokens. The woman saw this and still stayed until the story turned on her. One by one, people who kept quiet began to feel the same chill. They noticed how joy was rationed and guilt was passed around like a cup. They saw the cost of belonging and began counting their exits. She explains that a carefully crafted photograph was meant to travel to you at the worst moment. The timing was arranged to land when you were busy, to maximize helplessness. She could not deliver it, and the delay saved you a night of unnecessary pain. She also describes the person who stood for you in rooms you never entered. That person refused to let your name be used as a prop. Their defiance was quiet, but it forced small edits that protected your dignity. Archangel Michael says your intuition kept whispering, and that whisper was accurate. The uneasy feeling that followed certain people was not paranoia. It was discernment, and it deserves your trust. You are free to harvest wisdom from this without harvesting bitterness. Bitterness burns from the inside and craves an audience. Wisdom works in private and builds a life. Now the practical ground, you will store messages in a safe place. You will write a simple timeline for yourself so your memory stops wrestling alone. You will choose one trusted friend as a witness to your clarity. You do not need to broadcast your knowledge. You will move as if the floor is yours because it is. You will choose actions that do not require anyone's permission. If the woman asks for absolution, you will offer honesty. Honesty may be a listening ear and a closed door. It may be gratitude for the truth and a boundary that protects your future. She is terrified because people who live on performances fear the end of the show. The curtain is closing whether she runs or stands still. She knows the quiet that follows a final act can be the loudest room of all. You will not be called to fix anyone's ending. You will not be required to sponsor anyone's new beginning. Your task is your own life, and that is a sacred assignment. Archangel Michael says your quiet confidence is the sound of justice. Justice does not always arrive with gavel and horn. Sometimes it slips in like dawn and makes everything visible. Today you will choose ordinary beauty. The bed made after sunrise, the glass of water refilled, the message to a friend sent without pretext. Ordinary beauty repairs the nervous system that chaos tried to rent. You will adjust your circles without apology. You will place your chair where your name is safe. You will allow the room to feel smaller for a while so your peace can feel larger. There is a version of you that survived this without closing. That version deserves your loyalty now. That version deserves your resources, your rest, and your best decisions. Choose the projects that waited. Choose the pages that went blank while you defended yourself against edits you never consented to. Choose the calls that will not put your heart on trial. The woman's confession becomes a seal on a lesson you already knew by instinct. When attention asks for your integrity as payment, it is too expensive. When love asks for your identity as collateral, it is not love. You will refuse the false urgency that used to pull you from your center. You will say yes where joy is present and no where peace is absent. You will measure every request against your wholeness. Archangel Michael says your future is not an apology tour. Your future is a craft, a practice, a kitchen lamp left on while you do honest work. Faithfulness to your path is a form of strength that does not shout. There are people who will be relieved that you remained yourself. They will find courage in your steadiness. They will adjust their own lives by watching yours. Let this chapter feed your discernment. Let it refine your taste for quiet rooms and truthful eyes. Let it end the habit of explaining your kindness to those committed to misunderstanding it. You will not collapse your boundaries to prove you are not angry. You will not abandon your boundaries to prove you are not cold. Boundaries are clarity. Clarity is kindness to your own future. The woman has given you the map of a maze you survived without seeing. Study it once, then fold it away. You do not need to walk it again. Archives of pain will not be your daily reading. You will leave them where they belong and visit only when needed. Healing enjoys the present tense. Your ex will chase new audiences until the performance tires him. Performances tire the performer most of all. Meanwhile, your life will become a place you do not have to perform to enter. Keep your evidence, keep your schedule, keep your peace. Reduce the noise, increase the light, water the roots. Make simple promises to yourself and keep them. Let your mornings belong to you again. Let your nights become quiet enough for dreams that do not include explanations. Let your afternoons hold ordinary work that returns ordinary joy. You are already past the center of this storm. The drizzle that remains cannot touch your core. The ground under you has chosen you back. Archangel Michael says your strength has texture now. It is not brittle, it is woven. It can bend with weather and keep its shape. The woman may write again with smaller truths and larger fear. You will answer, if you choose, with steady words. You will keep her storm from crossing the threshold of your home. When shame tries to renegotiate the past, you will hold your answer steady. You will say that you saw what you saw and learned what you learned. You will say that your peace is non-refundable. In rooms where your name was used for sport, a new silence is arriving. Games end when the ball drops and no one picks it up. You have left the field, and your life will not be played with. A softer season is at the door. It steps in without trumpets. It unpacks slowly, trust in yourself first, then warmth with others, then long projects that ask for patience. You will notice the change in small tests. A rumor reaches you and finds no hunger in you. An invitation arrives with strings and you see the strings before the envelope is opened. Your body will thank you for the slowness. Your mind will thank you for the uncluttered table. Your spirit will thank you for the rooms with open windows. Archangel Michael says continue as if the light were designed for you because it is. Continue without commentary from the crowd. Continue with the dignity that does not bargain. You have nothing to prove to the past. You have everything to build for the future. You have a present that asks for your full attention. In time, the story will finish talking about you. It will move on to new fuel, and you will not be it. You will be busy with a life that looks like you. Keep the promises to rest. Keep the commitments to growth. Keep the softness that lets love recognize you. Your hands are free. Your name is clean. Your direction is forward. Archangel Michael says, take your keys. Step outside. Lock the door on the old season with gratitude and certainty. Walk toward work that pays you in quiet pride. Walk toward people who remember your laughter before anyone labeled it. Walk toward the day that remains when drama leaves the room. Let your heart be a home that asks for truth at the door. Let your home be a heart that holds only what is gentle and strong. Let both become the place where your life finds its rhythm. The woman's terror is not your weather. Your weather is clear, spacious, breathable. The horizon is honest and wide. Your story belongs to you again. Your steps announce it without noise. Your eyes agree with it when you see yourself in the mirror. Archangel Michael says you may release the last thread now. The past can fall without taking you with it. The new fabric has already begun. Carry only what fits in a day made for peace. Speak only what builds your next good hour. Choose only what matches your highest clarity. This is the closing of the closing. The hinge whispers and the door rests shut. The room ahead glows with work, friendship, and simple wonders. Go there without theater. Live there without permission slips. Stay there without fear. You are the steward of your calm. You are the keeper of your name. You are the builder of your light. Archangel Michael says, "It is done." The storm is behind you and the lesson is within you. Walk forward with your quiet crown. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.